everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. I hope all of you are doing well and welcome for one more amazing session at ODA's YouTube channel. So first of all, tell me how are you all? Let me know in the comment box how are you all doing. That's great. Yes, I am also good. Thank you so much. So today we are going to start this amazing chapter, that is light. Okay. So this is actually class 4 ICSE chapter. So very important for your Olympiad exams as well. So this session will be amazing, and yes, we are going to start now. Before starting the session, let me ask you one thing. So now you are with me in live session on YouTube. So you can ask me any of your doubts in the comment box, right? But after this session, you cannot contact me, right? There is no contact between me and you as well. But you can be the part of our amazing ODA platform by joining us in our booster course. So what is this booster course? This is complete 1 week course where you will be learning 6 chapters in 6 days from the teachers from IIT and NIT. So the duration of course will be 1 week where you will be learning 3 different maths chapters, 3 different science chapters. Along with that, 1 English grammar session also will be given. And yes, of course, everyday homework you can do it in ODA app itself. 2 tests will be conducted and we are going to provide you the study materials as well. And very important thing, I will be assigning you 1 personal mentor teacher. You will be getting their contact number and you can call them at any time for any of the doubts you have. So how to join this booster course, which is starting from Monday? There is a link in the description box. You can quickly click on the link and pay the fees as per your grades, and once your enrollment is done, you will get a call from a mentor teacher. Okay, so yes, let me start the class with my introduction. So my name is Surabhi and I am master teacher of science at ODA Class. Coming to my education, I have completed my masters in chemistry, and yes, I was the university topper. I have more than 4 years of teaching experience in which I have mentored international Olympiad rank holders. So shall we start today's session with full energy? Please let me know in the comment box. That's so sweet. So what are our today's learning goals? Yes, we will be learning about light, right? The chapter what we are going to learn today is all about light. In that we are going to learn about luminous and non-luminous object. These are some new words which you will be learning in grade 4, and we are going to learn about properties of light, different properties of light, and shadow formation. How exactly shadow forms, right? What is the reason behind that? What happens exactly? All these things I'll be teaching you today. Okay, so let us start now. Can you walk around with your eyes closed or at night in the dark room? So just imagine, now you have to close your eyes, and can you walk like living room, kitchen, everywhere? Can you walk that? Or during night time if there is no current, can you walk in the night room or with your eyes closed? Can you walk and identify the objects? No, that is not possible, right? If you just close your eyes, now only we'll do this activity, just close your eyes. Everything will be black. You cannot see anything, right? So you cannot see anything. Why? Because there is no light. This is very important. Why we cannot see anything when our eyes are closed or in the dark room? Because there is no light, right? Morning, how we can see the things? You all know that morning sunlight helps us to see. Sun is the ultimate source of energy, and because of sunlight, we can see things during daytime. And after sunset, what we have? We have some artificial source which we use to see the objects, right? Like tube light, candles, diya, all these are artificial, man-made source, right? So morning we use sunlight and night we use the artificial source. So based on that, there are 2 sources of light. You can easily see that. So objects that emit light are called as sources of light. So from which object you will get light? So objects which emit, give out the light, that objects are called as sources of light, right? So in that we have mainly 2 types. First one, natural source. Of course, natural means which comes from nature, right? And second one is artificial source. Of course, man-made source. We are multi-talented, right? We can do anything, right? Natural means which comes from the nature, like the light we get from sun, stars, all these things. And artificial source of light are the one which we humans have created. For example, diya, candles, bulb, tube light, all these things are artificial source. Is it clear till now? Everyone, please let me know. Is it clear to all of you? That's great. So now I actually have a question. Do you think moon has light? Do you think, can you consider moon as source of light? Is it true or false? Let me know. If I give a statement like, okay, moon is a source of light, moon is a natural source of light, is it true or false? Let me know. Okay. Most of you are telling true, true, true. Of course, we say that, right? Moonlight dinner, all these things. But yes, that is completely wrong. Moon is actually not a source of light. Moon will not give out any light. Now you may be asking, but ma'am, during night time we can see light coming from the moon, right? That is not moonlight, that is actually sunlight. How is that possible? Moon actually reflects the sunlight that falls on it. So let me tell you what exactly happens, okay? Just imagine this is sun, okay? And here our earth will be there. Some of the light will be coming, right? Some of the light will fall on the moon. Let me show you clearly, everyone. Just a second. Yeah. So, some of the light will fall on the moon. So, this light will bounce back, okay? This light will bounce back like this on the earth. So, actually, moon doesn't emit its own light. Moon actually reflects the sunlight which fall on the moon. I hope it is clear to all of you. So just imagine I am moon and I am getting sunlight and here is earth, okay. Whatever light is coming from the sun on the moon, it will just bounce back the light to the earth. So as a person, you are standing on the earth, when you are seeing the moon, you see that, okay, I am only giving you the light, moon is giving us the light, but actually light is coming from the sun, okay. So moon just reflects the sunlight which falls on it. So moon is not a source of light. Is it clear to all of you now? That's great. So now it's time to answer some questions based on what we have studied till now. So we have studied sources of light, natural and artificial source, and what is the use of light, right? So now tell me, what are the sources of light? So if the question is, what are the sources of light? How to answer? Let me give you some key points. First thing, you should say what do you mean by source of light? That means objects which emit its own light, that objects are called as sources of light. And next you have to tell two different types of sources, right? You have to tell what are natural sources of light and what are artificial sources of light, right? You have to give the definition and also you have to give some examples for both of things. So if you write all these things, your question number 1 will be complete. So if somebody asks you what are the sources of light, first you should tell what do you mean by source of light, second two types of source of light and with examples for each, okay. Second question, does moon emit light? Explain. This is very important. Does moon emit light? No, moon doesn't emit light. So how you have to explain? It does not emit the light, it just reflects the sunlight which fall on it, okay. Moon will not emit any light, moon just reflects the sunlight which fall on it. So I hope both the questions are clear to all of you. Yes, is it clear to all of you? That's great, that's great. So before moving on to the next part, I'll tell you one fun fact, okay. I hope all of you know about lobsters, right? So actually lobsters, jellyfish, all these organisms, they don't have brain, okay. This is a small fact which you should know. Lobsters, jellyfish, these are the organisms which don't have a brain, but they have a group of nerve cells, okay. Chalo then. Now let us go for some more natural sources of light. So in natural sources we have seen all non-living things, right? Sun is natural source of light, stars are natural source of light. This is fine, but do you know some organisms are also, living organisms are also natural source of light. Some organisms can emit the light, can give out the light, okay. So that is nothing but glowworms and fireflies. Have you seen these worms which actually give green light? And yes, I think we all in our childhood have played with fireflies, right? Let me tell you, when I was a child, I used to play with these fireflies. So I used to feel, what is is that which insect will give that green color light, right? We used to catch that, we used to play with that in the dark room, especially only when it is dark time, it actually emits the green light. So yes, we used to play with that and we used to leave that insect. So yeah, you can also have, I think you have also observed fireflies, right? So these are called as bioluminous, right? What do you mean by bio? Life. Living organisms which emit their own light, they are called as bioluminescent objects, okay? Bioluminous, is it clear to all of you? Luminous means which emit light, okay, which emit their own light. So living organisms which produce their own light, they are called as bioluminous objects. For example, these glowworms, fireflies, all these are bioluminous. Is it clear to all of you? That's great. So now let us move on to the next part, that is actually luminous and non-luminous objects. How many of you know about luminous and non-luminous objects? Let me know. Have you heard of these words? Everyone, please let me know. Have you heard of these words? That's great. So if you haven't heard, no problem. These are the new words which you will be studying in class 4. Luminous is nothing but objects that emit light of their own, okay? Let it be natural source or artificial source, that doesn't matter. If any object is giving light, if any object is producing light, that means that objects are luminous. I'll give you the simple clue how to remember. L is equal to L. Okay, so one L is for luminous, okay, luminous objects. And what about second L? Light. That means any objects which emit or produce their own light, they are called as luminous objects. It may be stars, it may be sun, or it may be candle, bulb, diya, whichever, okay. Any objects which is giving its own light, they are called as luminous objects. Now what about non-luminous? It's completely opposite. Anybody who wants to answer in the comment box? Luminous means they produce their own light. And what about non-luminous? Very good, superb. So non-luminous objects are nothing but that don't emit light of their own, okay. You can easily remember N is equal to N, okay. N is for non-luminous and one more N is for no light, okay. So L is equal to L. Luminous means objects which produce their or emit their own light. Non-luminous are the objects which doesn't emit their own light, okay. And then what these objects will do, they just reflect these light back, okay. We can see non-luminous objects only when the light fall on them. So if there is no light, you cannot see these non-luminous objects because they don't emit their own light, right? For example, moon, as I told, moon also, if we can see moon because there is sunlight falling on moon. And table, chair, book, also this chair also you can see, or this pencil you can see now because there is light which is falling on it, right? So we can see non-luminous objects only when there is light which falls on it, okay. So now I have a basic question. Are we luminous or non-luminous? What do you think? Think and tell me the answer. Are we luminous or non-luminous? Please let me know in the comment box. Do we emit our own light? Exactly, we don't emit, right? So if you stand in the dark room silently, nobody can see you because you're not producing your own light. You're not emitting your own light. So yes, we are of course non-luminous. Okay, we are non-luminous. And you can see other people only when the light falls on us. For example, if I shut down everything now, like no power, nothing, it's complete dark room, you cannot see because I am non-luminous. We are all non-luminous. Is it clear to all of you? So now let us solve some more questions. I'll give you some key points so that you can answer these questions easily. Okay, what are luminous objects? Give examples. So how to remember? L is equal to L. One L is luminous, second L is light. Objects which emit their own light, they are called as luminous objects. And examples, you can give any source of light, natural or artificial. Sun you can give, candles you can give. All these are examples of luminous objects. And what are non-luminous objects? Give examples. Again, N is equal to N. Non-luminous means no light. Objects which do not emit their light of do not emit the light of their own, they are called as non-luminous objects. And examples, yes, you can write books, you can write moon also, right? So these are all the examples of luminous and non-luminous. So now, till now, is it clear to all of you about sources of light? What is light? Light is a source of energy. Light is a form of energy. And sources of light, what are bioluminescent objects? And yes, about luminous and non-luminous. Is it clear to all of you? Let me know. That's great. So if it is clear, let us move on to the next part. But before that, yes, of course, there will be one more fun fact, right? How many of you love to eat French fries? Let me know. Do you eat French fries? Everybody loves, right? Peri peri, cheesy, everything. But world's longest French fry is 34 inches long. Okay, this is 1 inch. Usually the French fries we eat is hardly 2 inches or 3 inches. But world's largest French fry, till now it is in Guinness record, that is 34 inches long. Okay, now let us quickly move on to the properties of light. What are the different properties of light? I told you light is a form of energy. When it's a form of energy, it should have some properties so that we can identify it, right? First one, light always travels in a straight line, right? I'll give you a simple example. Take a torch and turn it on. Have you ever seen torch light going like this in a zigzag manner? That is not possible, right? Light always travels in a straight line. This is the first property. Moving on to the second property, light travels very fast, okay? Who is the fastest? It's not cheetah, it's not ostrich. The fastest thing is actually light, right? The speed of the light is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So how to write this? 3 into 10 raised to 8 means after 10 you have to put 8 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This much meter in 1 second, okay? Tuck 1 second, this much meter light can travel. So light travels in a straight line and light has the speed of 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. See, light needs just 2.5 seconds, okay? 1, 2, 3. 2.5 seconds to travel between the earth and the moon. That is 3,84,400 kilometers. Just imagine, it's not 1 kilometer. It's not, 1 lakh kilometer. 3,84,400 kilometers within 1, 2, 3. It's done. So light has gone from moon till the earth and it will come back also, right? So yes, that's the speed of light. I hope now you can imagine, right? Moving on to the third property, light travels in all directions. For example, here there is a light now. If it comes in only one direction, then only one direction. But one tube light or one bulb can give light to the whole room, right? That means light travels in all direction from its source. So if diya is there, if candle is there, certain area you will be getting that light, right? That means light travels in all direction. And next property is reflection of light. How do light reflect? This is very important. When light falls on any opaque object, it bounces back. We can see the objects due to reflection of light, okay? I'll tell you one simple word, how you can remember this. Reflection, okay? Reflection, just write it down, note it down somewhere. Reflection is nothing but bouncing back. You just have to remember this word, okay? So if somebody asks you what is reflection of light is nothing but bouncing back of light, okay? Actually what happens, for example, I'm standing here and light rays coming. When light touches me, it will just bounce back, okay? It will not pass through me. Whenever, just imagine this is light ray, it comes like this. After it touches any opaque object, it just bounces back, right? So that is called as reflection of light, and you all are able to see me. You all are able to see this board, table, everything. That is because of reflection of light. You can see non-luminous object because of reflection of light. Okay, see here, light ray will come. When it touches the opaque object, it will just bounce back. Okay, it will just bounce back. I hope it is clear to all of you. So reflection is nothing but bouncing back of light. Is it clear to all of you? That's great. So now what is the next property? That is actually refraction of light. Okay, when light travels from one medium to another, its speed changes, so it bends and changes direction. So if somebody asks you what is refraction, you have to tell them in one word. Let me give you the clue once again. Refraction is nothing but bending of light. Okay, reflection is bouncing back of light and refraction is nothing but bending of light. How that happens? Let me show you in a simple example. Okay, so here you can see this is air medium, nothing is there here, and here you have a glass, right? So number 1 it's air, number 2 is glass, right? So as you can see, the light rays traveling in air in a straight line, and when it touches the glass at this point, somebody is blocking the light, right? Here it will not bounce back because glass will allow the light to pass through, right? So, but speed will be decreased, and because of that, what I will see, if it was no medium, light used to go like this, but because of glass, there is bending of light. Can you see this bending here? So this bending of light, again when it goes to air medium, it will be into its same speed, but yes, see here, first it is like this, and when it touches the glass, there is bend and again straight. So this bending of light, when light travels from one medium to another medium, if it was only air, light would go straightly, but there is some other medium which is blocking the light, so that is why this bending of light, when light travels from one particular medium to second medium, that is called as refraction. And why this refraction takes place? Because there is change in the speed, right? Because there is change in the speed of light, like normal blockage, so that is why it is, it causes. And yes, we all know that Vibgyor, right? Have you seen rainbow? Of course, everybody has seen. That is because light can be split into several colors by passing it through the prism. So because of this refraction, what happens? You can see this 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So these are nothing but our Vibgyor. This is how rainbow is also formed, because of property of light. Is it clear to all of you? All the properties, is it clear? So let us quickly revise. Which all properties did we learn? Light always travel in straight line, and light travels in all the direction from its source. Light is fast, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, and light shows the properties of reflection, that is bouncing back, and light show the property of refraction, that is bending of light, right? So now let us answer some questions. I'll give you some key points, okay? Write the properties of light. Yes, light always travel in straight line, and speed of light, you can write it as 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. And then of course you have the direction, light travels in all direction. Next property of light is nothing but reflection, and next what you have is refraction, right? So these are some properties of light. If somebody asks you to write the properties of light, you can just write it. If it is for more mark, you have to explain each and everything. Light always travel in straight line. What is reflection? What is refraction? Or these things. And what is reflection? Reflection is nothing but bouncing back of light. When it touches any opaque object, it just bounces back. And what is refraction? Bending of light. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. Let us move on to the next part. But before that, one more fun fact. How many of you know about caterpillar? Yes, do you know about caterpillar? Exactly. So these caterpillars are nothing but baby butterflies, right? They actually have 12 eyes. Okay, now don't ask me where are those eyes. So in their whole body, they totally have 12 eyes, okay, and they are voracious eater. That means they eat the leaves like anything, the baby butterflies, right? So now let us quickly learn about transparent, translucent and opaque objects, okay? Now can we see through a glass and can we see through a book? That means just imagine I am standing here, okay, in between me and you, right? If I just keep a glass window, a glass slab or something, can you see me from that side? Yes, is it possible? So from glass, can you see me? So here there is a glass and behind there is a person, you can see. So yes, you can see that person, right? So here, yes, you can see the person. But if I keep a book in between or if I keep a wooden block in between, can this boy see this girl if there is a wooden block in between? Is it possible? No, that is not possible, right? That means, so there are some objects which can allow the light to pass through them, because only when the light falls on this person, then only you can see that person. But there are some objects which are blocking the light. That is why you cannot see that person, right? So based on that, we can classify these objects into transparent objects, translucent and opaque objects. So now what are these transparent objects? Objects that allow light to pass through them. Okay, let me show you. Suppose this is an object. Okay, this is object. Light rays can easily pass. The objects will allow the light rays to pass through them. For example, water, all these things, right? Glass, everything. Now, what are translucent objects? Okay, objects that allow light to pass through them but partially. That means only some light rays will pass through them. For example, if this is an object, okay, one light ray will pass, other light ray will not pass, bounces back. Again, only few of them might pass. Okay, it's like 50-50. Some will pass and some will not pass. For example, foggy window. Yes, you can see someone standing behind the foggy window but not clearly. But you can see, okay, somebody is standing. And tissue paper, a single tissue paper, wax paper, all these are example for translucent objects. And what are opaque objects? Objects that do not allow the light to pass through them. Okay, for example, if this is an object, no light will pass through. Every light ray will just bounce back. Okay, so these are called as opaque objects. So objects which allow the light to pass through them, they are transparent. Objects which will allow some light rays to pass through them, that is translucent. And objects which completely blocks the light rays, that is actually opaque. Okay, now let us quickly solve these three questions. And yes, what are transparent objects? Give examples. Object which allow the light to pass through them, they will completely allow. Give example, glass, all these things, water you can write. Glass, water, plain glass of course. Okay, what are translucent objects? Give example. Allow the light, allow some light rays. Okay, allow some of the light rays. For example, single tissue paper you can say. If you take a bunch of tissue paper, it will be opaque. Okay, single tissue paper or wax paper you can say, or foggy window you can take it as example. And next, coming to what are opaque objects, of course it will not allow. They will not allow any of the light rays to pass through them. So give examples. Of course it will be book, human beings you can write, or moon you can write. All these are opaque objects. Is it clear to all of you? That's great. So with one fun fact, I'll be ending the session. So it's impossible to lick your own elbow. So you cannot lick your own elbow. This is one fun fact. So in the next class, we'll be learning about shadow formation. So yes, these are the takeaway from today's class about sources of light, properties of light, transparent and transparent, translucent and opaque object. So if you want to learn more such things, you can quickly join our booster course. So what is this booster course? It's complete 1 week course where you will be learning 6 chapters in 6 days. Okay, and the teachers from IIT and NIT will be teaching you. As I told, duration is complete 1 week. 3 maths chapters, 3 science chapters, along with that 1 English grammar session will be given. And yes, I'll be assigning you 1 personal mentor teacher for whom you can contact at any time. Any doubts, it may be like school homework doubts or anything, you can directly contact them. And yes, everyday homework you have to do it in the app only. 2 tests will be conducted, 1 welcome test and 1 in between. And yes, we are going to provide you the study materials in the form of e-books as well. So this course is starting from coming Monday. How to join this course? There is a link given in the description box. Go and click that link and you have to pay the fees as per your grades. Okay, it may be 29, 49, 99 based on your grades. You can click on that and complete your enrollment, and once your enrollment is done, you will get a call from our personal mentor teacher. Okay, and as I always say, learning with ODA is fun. Okay, once you download ODA app and once you join this booster course, you will be getting lots of ODA coins from which you can actually redeem some gifts. Okay, smart water bottles, smart watches, sound bar, mobile phones, all these gifts you can redeem. So hope to see you there in the booster course. Until then, everyone, have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.